My name is Justin Jones Fosu. I am the founder and CEO of Work Meaningful, and I'm excited to share with you 5 ways that diversity can increase the bottom line. You ready? So first, before we jump into the 5 things, we have to define what the bottom line is. And I believe from my former days as a potential academic that the triple bottom line is an amazing way to think about the bottom line. And a triple bottom line simply states that's profit, people, and planet in no specific order. So these 5 tips and 5 ways are going to focus in on the people side as well as the profit side. And so the first tip is just it's overall just good business. Many studies have been done. McKinsey in 2018 did an amazing study, and they found that there was increased decision making, that it made companies potentially more profitable depending on how they use diversity and inclusion. And it was just good business because it brought in better talent. That's number one. Number two, it increases in sense of competitive advantage. And I remember working with a large insurance company and went to go speak to a group of their leaders. And one of the things in that meeting that was discussed was the conversation around some of their client partners were asking questions about diversity and inclusion initiatives and results and what they were doing about it. They started and began to see that how they applied diversity and inclusion within their company and as part of their strategy was actually making them a better choice for their client partners. Number three, employee engagement. Now, we all love engaged employees, and there's so much knowledge about the resources that are saved when employees are engaged. But one of the challenges that a lot of employees face is that they don't feel they can bring their best selves to work, and so they're waiting for the clock to tick so they can leave. They're yearning for the place where they can show up fully for themselves. I had one of my friends who was an executive at a pretty large hospital system, and one of the things that she shared was the challenge that she faced because she didn't feel that she was supported. She didn't feel like her voice was given enough time and attention in meetings. And ultimately, she did her job well, but disengaged from doing the extra things that went above and beyond. And so this is one of the things that hurts companies that aren't applying and moving forward in diversity and inclusion where people can bring their best selves to work. So I encourage leaders to do what I call a 1MC over W. And that's simply one meaningful connection per week. That you engage your people, your team, and check in with them. Ask how they're doing. When a national tragedy happens, just check in and ask, is there anything that I can do? See, one of the great signs of leaders is not that you have the answers, but that you're present. Number four, innovation is an amazing aspect of increasing diversity and impacting the bottom line. An amazing 2013 study by Hewlett, published in Harvard Business Review, one of the things that they found was that better decision making not only happened, but people actually had better ideas and created better solutions to the existing problems. And so when people are freed up to think about the business, to be fully engaged, it does lead and drive to better innovation. And last but not least is humans, human beings. That is a driving factor. And it's one of the things that I often talk about, that we need to shift from the business case to the humanity case. And the humanity case is simply this, is that it's just good business to do good for people. What we find over and over again in many research articles is that disadvantaged or marginalized or underrepresented communities don't want to be brought into companies simply because we're filling a quota, simply because it makes better dollars and cents. But they want to be brought in because they're qualified and that they know that their unique abilities are leveraged, appreciated, and can be valued and used for the company. See, this is the beautiful thing about the humanity case, and that's the foundation. The business case is awesome and it's the extra icing on the cake, but we should be doing business and increasing diversity and inclusion, not because it makes us more dollars and cents, but because it's the right thing to do. And this is why I say all the time that just because you have diversity doesn't mean a lot. It's all about what you choose to do with it. So those are the 5 ways that you can utilize diversity and inclusion to increase your bottom line. But I hope you think about the people as well as the profit. And by the way, maybe a little planet.